Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news all right, folks. Hold on to your hats because the NFL rumor mill is buzzing with some pretty wild speculation that could have huge implications for the Seahawks and the entire NFC West. Word on the street is that the Baltimore Ravens, currently sitting at a solid 7-2 with a manageable cap space of around $14 million, are eyeing a blockbuster trade involving none other than Derrick Henry. Yeah, you heard that right. Derrick Henry, the king of the backfield, could soon be a Seattle Seahawk. Now, I know what you're thinking. How does a trade like this even make sense? Well, buckle up because the details might surprise you and could change everything for Seattle's offensive outlook. Sources whisper that the Ravens, with their potent defense and a surprisingly efficient offense ranked 4th in EPA per pass, are considering swapping Henry for a 2026 fourth-round pick from the Seahawks. It's a bold move, but it makes sense if you look at the bigger picture. Baltimore is known for their focus on a defense-first mentality, but they're also looking to diversify their attack, especially with Lamar Jackson being so pass-heavy lately. The idea behind acquiring Henry is to add that explosiveness to their run game, to keep defenses honest and open up more space for Jackson's dynamic passing. Now, let's talk about Henry. The guy is a freak, 31 years old, but still as explosive as ever. Over his career, he's amassed over 12,000 rushing yards and 118 touchdowns. That's elite production, especially considering he breaks tackles like they're made of paper. In 2025, he played 9 games, rushing 175 times for 962 yards, making him the top RB in yardage. He scored 10 touchdowns and maintained an average of 5 yards per carry, with a PFF grade of 89.8, which is outstanding. His ability to break through tackles is legendary, with over 50 broken tackles in just the current season, and his EPA per run is plus 0.15, meaning he's consistently gaining positive yardage on each carry, even when the blocking isn't perfect. And what's more impressive? 0 injuries so far this year, which makes him a very attractive option for any team looking to punch through defenses with power and consistency. In Week 3 alone, Henry racked up 25 carries for 162 yards and 3 touchdowns, a reminder of what he brings to the table. His career stats show an average of 6.5 yards per carry, a number that speaks volumes about his ability to produce chunk plays even in tough situations. Seattle, meanwhile, has been quietly sitting at 6-2 after the first half of the season, with no major injuries and a roster that's been finding its rhythm. They're looking for ways to boost their backfield, especially in the area of power running, to complement their dynamic passing game led by Geno Smith and the emerging receiver core. Adding Henry to the Seahawks roster could be a game changer. Imagine a backfield rotation that includes Walker, who's been solid but could use a veteran partner to take some pressure off and provide a different dimension. With Henry's ability to gain extra yards after contact, it would complement Walker's style perfectly, adding about plus 2.5 yards per carry on average. The Seahawks' offensive line, ranked 7th in the league in run blocking, could really shine with a back like Henry leading the charge on those third-and-short situations, boosting their conversion rate from 42% to nearly 49%. That's a big step forward in sustaining drives and controlling the clock, especially against tough defenses. The potential impact extends beyond just the regular season. The NFL playoff picture is shaping up to be fierce, and a move like this could give the Seahawks a serious boost in the postseason. According to betting odds, the Seahawks' Super Bowl chances could skyrocket from plus 500 to around plus 600 if they land Henry. That's a massive jump, and it's not just hype. It's a reflection of how impactful a player of Henry's caliber can be in the playoffs, especially in goal-line situations where his power running is unmatched. His addition could turn the Seahawks into a true threat, especially in high-pressure moments, giving Geno and the rest of the offense a reliable, explosive option to punch it in when it counts most. Now, you might be wondering about the Ravens' motivations. Well, their defense is solid, but they're still trying to find that perfect balance on offense. Their EPA per pass is excellent, but their odds of winning big games without a strong run game are slim. The +3, 500 odds of winning the Super Bowl have dropped a bit, reflecting some skepticism about their ability to contend without adding more power to their rushing attack. The Ravens are aware that their current setup might struggle against elite teams like the Chiefs, especially if they can't control the clock and keep Lamar Jackson from having to do everything himself. For the Seahawks, this potential trade represents an opportunity to leapfrog their division rivals and really establish themselves as a dominant force. Adding a veteran like Henry would not only bolster their run game, but also send a message to the rest of the league that Seattle is serious about contending for a deep playoff run. With Geno playing at a high level and young weapons emerging, the Seahawks could become one of the most balanced teams in the league. Their offensive line's ranking suggests they're well-positioned to maximize Henry's talents, and with Walker still developing, a veteran presence like Henry could be exactly what they need to push through tough defenses late in games. The division itself is heating up. The 49ers are still lurking as a powerhouse, especially with their own run game led by Christian McCaffrey. But if Seattle can add Henry, it could tip the scales in their favor, making them a more formidable opponent in December and January. The potential boost to their overall yards gained, especially on early downs and third and shorts, would translate into more scoring opportunities and a more confident offense. Plus, with the added depth in the backfield, Seattle's offensive coordinator could get creative with schemes, giving defenses more to worry about. Looking ahead, the Super Bowl odds reflect this possible shift in power. If the Seahawks land Henry, their odds could improve from +5,000 to around +2, 600, making them one of the more exciting dark horses in the league. It's not just about adding yards. It's about the kind of impact that elevates a team's chances in clutch moments, especially in the playoffs when every yard counts and every possession is critical. Derrick Henry, with his playoff experience and reputation as a game changer, could be the missing piece that pushes Seattle over the top. Of course, there are still questions and uncertainties. Will the Ravens actually pull the trigger? How much will the Seahawks need to give up? And how will Henry adapt to a new team so late in the season? But if history has taught us anything, it's that bold moves often define the seasons, and Seattle fans are no strangers to making bold statements. We've seen this team grow and evolve, and adding a player like Henry would be another step toward solidifying their status as serious contenders. So what's the bottom line? If this trade goes down, it's going to be a huge boost for the Seahawks. It would give them a versatile, explosive back who can carry the load on the ground and make defenses pay on every carry. It's a move that could turn close games into wins and give Seattle a real shot at making a deep playoff push, maybe even beyond. And for the fans, it's an exciting time, the kind of move that reminds us why we love this team, why we support them through thick and thin, and how a single trade can change the landscape of the league. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Are you excited about the idea of Derrick Henry running behind our offensive line? Do you think it's the move that could finally push us over the edge and into serious Super Bowl contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us, and of course to the Seahawks. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seahawks news, rumors, and analysis. This season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and if this move happens, it could be the spark that ignites our championship run. Let's go, Hawks!